Everybody, this is dear Mama Sal on a rainy Thursday morning. It's 14 degrees here in southern British Columbia, which would translate to about 57 in American. I thought today I would talk about sigh. Do you ever have reason to stop and just go, Well, this morning was one of those mornings. I was getting dressed, and even though it's a little bit showery, it's not really rain, it's just sort of drizzly. And it's not cold yet. And I decided, no, I'm still going to wear my sandals to work. And do you think I could find them? I mean, there are only certain places, right, that you're going to find your sandals. And I looked in those places, and I'm going, that's funny, where are they? They've gone. Weird. Anyway, so then you look in the places where you don't normally keep sandals, right, just in case. And did the dust bunnies under the bed take them? Or, you know, did I leave them in the kitchen? I don't know. And then you keep looking, and you get quite frustrated because, seriously, how many places are there? You know, I mean, I know I've got a fairly decent-sized house, but sandals? There are only certain places where you sort of take them off. So it was hysterically funny. Well, no, it was very frustrating, actually, because I really wanted them. And then I went to my place of deep thinking, the washroom. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, where on earth would I have put? And I couldn't for the life of me think where. And then I tried to think, well, what did I wear yesterday? I know I didn't wear sandals yesterday, so what did I wear yesterday? Then I remembered I wore boots, new short boots. And I took the sandals with me to work in case the new boots caused blisters. Remember that. Sigh. That's where they are. They're in my big bag that I take to work. But somewhere in the midst of all that I could hear there's a place for everything and everything should go in its place. And I'm thinking, well, I normally do that. And I would have done if I'd taken them out of the bag. But I didn't. Which is why I couldn't find them. So I just wondering whether any of you have had any sigh moments in the last 24 hours. And if so, let's hear about them. Because I literally just went, right. Not a bozo. Didn't lose them at all. They were just hiding. And I don't know what your place of last resort is, but you know, it's funny. I think it's the Jesuits that say, give me a child until they're 7 and I've got them for life. Well, I'm not a Catholic, but I was brought up in a high Anglican environment. And a high Anglican, I guess, is about as close to Catholicism as you can get without trying too hard. So one of the things that, you know, you revert back to when you lose things, is, you know, maybe I need to call in higher powers here. I don't know if any of you relate to this. I mean, it's only my sandals, but maybe I need some higher powered help at this point. And so what I did was I nearly always have a little word with St. Anthony, who I believe is the patron saint of lost things. And I go, okay, St. Anthony, you know where these things are. Could you help me find them, please? And I found him to be a remarkably helpful sort of person when called upon. And the trick is you sort of just call for the help and then wait for the what I want to say, wait for the knowledge, wait for the inspiration, wait for the message, you know. And it's amazing actually how many times it works, which is why I keep doing it. I mean, if it didn't work, I wouldn't do it, would I? Think about that. So, but I do notice that I wait quite a while before I call in the cavalry, if you like. But I do. And it makes me smile because I go, you know, it's funny how your upbringing comes back to you at those moments. You know, when all else fails, pray. I'd like to think that I should start there, not finish there. I think that's what they tried to teach me. Never mind. I'm not a perfect person, what can I say? So I'm getting quite excited about going down to visit the family this weekend. I normally laugh a lot at a different level. I think one of the things I really enjoy about going down to visit Benji and Judy is that, you know, you never feel guilty for sort of talking and editing at the same time. Because everybody else seems to be doing it. Actually, I must admit, Benji doesn't really do it in public. He must go away and do his editing privately or something, but Jude will sit there and edit away during the day, and I will sit there and edit. It's actually quite cute. And we're busy having conversations in between. But, and then every now and then you get everybody's undivided attention. And that feels so strange. No, not strange. It's intense. It's like we all get together for meals, you know, and it's like intense because we're all 100% there, and it really is quite cute. And obviously, as the children grow, it gets more interesting in some ways, for me anyway. So it's going to be fun to see Juliana's new bed firsthand. Well, not new bed, but converted bed. It looks so cute. And I'm quite sure it's going to be quite the family weekend this weekend. So I'm really looking forward to it. There's part of me that knows that I missed out on a lot of this stuff in my childhood and in my upbringing. We just weren't a family, sort of family. And remember, if you can, and imagine how strange this was, that of a whole generation of children in my parents, in my mother's line, I think there were 6 children. and not one of them, I mean, all of them had children, sorry. So all of that generation had children. And yet not one of the children, i.e. my generation, had children. Through various reasons, some out of choice, some out of medical issues, some, who knows. And so I didn't grow up with nieces and nephews. And I grew up in a family where, I mean, bless her heart, my mum's view of kids was, don't bring the patter of tiny feet near me. Children are an overrated pleasure. Wow. I can always remember her saying that regularly. And it's just like, it's taken me quite a bit to get that conditioning out of my mind. But I find the interesting thing for me is that I really don't do a lot of the nurturing skills, you know, that should come naturally to me, I guess. And I wondered if there are any other viewers out there who don't do the nurturing thing with babies well. I can't believe I'm the only one that has a problem. Now, it's not that I don't want to, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's part of me that would love to be that perfect grandmotherly sort of person. I'm not sure which part of me, but there is a part of me that really is quite jealous of that skill. And I guess jealous is the wrong word, but you know, I would quite like to have it, but I don't. And I have to keep reminding people that I don't. You know, it's sort of like they presume because I'm my age and that I'm a female that I naturally have all this grandmother stuff in me. Right. That's what they presume. It's not necessarily a fact. So, yeah, so I'd be really interested if any of you also didn't inherit those genes. This is really interesting. There's a prefabricated type building going up. And yesterday they had 2 bits of it in, and there are now about 8. That's amazing. Dirty great double-story concrete forms going up. Obviously they come pre-made and they hoist them up and into place and secure them. But boy, it really is amazing to watch that. Yesterday they were just working on the second one when I came past. And now they got 8 of them up. It's about half the building is up. It's a quick way to build buildings, right? Of course, with my mind, I was watching them hoist this, one of the sections up yesterday with a hoist. And I was thinking with my luck, you know, I dropped that thing. Oops. A real doofus moment, you know. Oh, it slipped. Or I hit the wrong button and the thing slammed down instead of going up in the air. You know I would do it. So, sigh. It's part of the charm. That's what I like to believe, really, that it's part of the charm. I think you've got to look at all your idiosyncrasies, and we all have them, don't we? And you've got to look at your idiosyncrasies and just know that they're all what makes you who you are. And you know, you wouldn't be who you are without them. Not nearly as interesting, I think. Sigh. So I wondered if you all had a good day, or having a good day, or about to have a good day. And as I record this, I'm thinking that Scotland is busy voting, and I wonder, by the time you guys get to hear this or watch it, they will have counted the votes. And for those of you who don't know what on earth I'm talking about, Scotland votes today as to whether they're going to stay in the United Kingdom or not, or whether they're going to form a separate country. And I was somewhat surprised to hear on the news that Sean Connery voted, or is voting, to secede, to break away. I don't know why that surprised me, but it did. And they had some other quite famous people's comments coming through, both for and against. So it'll be historic, whichever way it goes. I know that we've had the same thing here. We've had the same thing in Quebec, where they vote every now and then, have a referendum, because people want to break away, certain people, but not the majority, and so it keeps failing. But I guess one day it'll succeed, and then they'll probably be quite surprised at the difference in their lives. Because I think it's very easy to be taken in with the idealism of it. I mean, intellectually I understand that, but then the realities also are quite staggering. So you've got to look at all sides. Anyway, it's an interesting thing. So a wet little day here. Damp. And very soon I won't have the choice whether to wear my sandals or not. Very soon it's going to be a case of, do you want wet feet or not? And when it comes to that, then of course I will be into boots for the rest of the duration until we get back to spring again, or summer. It took me a long time to get my sandals on this year, I must admit. It wasn't a quick thing at all. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. The teachers, I don't know if you guys know, but our teachers have been on strike for some months now. And they're going to vote to ratify a deal today or tomorrow. And if it goes through, then the kids will be back at school on Monday, which will be a very good thing, because a lot of parents have had a very tough time trying to look after their children. And lost a great deal of income and a lot of productivity in the province because of it. And I understand that the unions need to cause strikes every now and then to justify their position, but really, I don't know why. It feels like blackmail to me, and I don't like that sort of coercion. So it's difficult for me sometimes to really be supportive. I want to be supportive. I'd like to believe it's for the right reasons. But all too often it ends up that the things that they're fighting about in the final moments are not class size or stuff like that. It ends up being the money, doesn't it? Anyway. Let's hope that they get it sorted out and the children can go back to school and, God forbid, try and catch up on months. They've missed over a month of school, which is a lot to catch up on. And of course the children are now used to being on permanent vacation, So there's going to be a lot of playing out when they go back to school. Oh well. Sigh. It is what it is, right? All right, everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you sigh with happiness sometime today. And sigh at your uniqueness. Remember that you really are quite unique. And laugh at yourself a lot today. And remember to keep starting the day again if you have to. You know, if you find that you're taking yourself a little too seriously, or you've allowed people to affect your mood, just sigh. Oh no, I did it again. You know, just sigh. And go, okay, rewind, start again. And get that new attitude back. Have a wonderful day. I hope you smile lots. I hope you laugh a lot. And thank you all for your comments. I love it when you guys write in, because it helps me know that I'm not talking to myself. There's some days, you know, when I really do wonder whether I actually just spend my life talking to myself. So keep those comments flowing, because it reminds me that people are actually listening or watching. This is Dear Mama Sal. What can I say? Bye-bye for now.